two become one. This is the message just coming through. So it's kind of like a merging of two. I'm seeing kind of like souls. It's like it's been lifetimes, and you're finally reaching a lifetime where it's like you're merging into one, and when you merge into one, you become this aligned energy. And I mean, with the cosmos, with the earth, with so much, it's like lots of different things coming into alchemy in one. So I'm going to see who this message is for, and also the connection that I'm picking up on clearly. Okay, it's very peaceful, and I think it's had to go through a lot of trials to get to this state of being feeling that peaceful energy. Yeah, tests of faith. There have been tests of faith. I think that's another thing. I think you've actually, whoever this is for, you've had tests of faith about the connection. Okay, so that's important. You've really had to, it's like you've questioned it. You've also you've been given a lot of reasons to not believe in it. Okay, but ultimately it kind of gave you it was kind of putting you onto like your spiritual path, like your path of your coming into your divine alignment, your soul kind of ascension, that evolution. High priestess, the subconscious mind. I think that you've been connecting to the subconscious mind in order to really understand how this makes sense, because on a 3D level it doesn't. Like I said, this is coming through as like a lifetime. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a journey that's persisted, right? Trial and error of head, but also through I'm hearing like abandonment, through separations, through a lot of illusion. Yeah, there's been a lot of emotional imbalance. Someone's really had to learn how to honor the connection to their emotion and their intuition. And that's where there was a test of faith, because I think that they were so stuck in this 3D energy that was like the illusion that they were constantly cycling in, right? The collective societal norms and programming, right? Okay, there's been clarity coming in, and I think it's more than just in someone's mind. This is in their life, right? Their life is finding, the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse, excessive control. Is that what this card says? Excessive control. I think this is where they've had to also have tests of faith, because they've had to release control. They've had to really learn surrender. But the only way they can learn surrender is by trying to understand it, is trying to intellectualize what's going on, which is where the subconscious mind was coming through, because I think that they've had to really understand their behind the scene driving forces, right? Including the shadows, everything that has caused them to be in this state of unrest, unease, emotional unease, mental unease. And I think that this is why this is coming to this state of no longer having so many distractions around, things to constantly ruminate on or think about. It's kind of like someone's really cleansing their space. They might actually be having a house cleanse or something as well. So maybe that's you as well. Judgment, heeding the call. Yeah, I do think that this is like a high level energy, that they've reached a high level state on their journey, like a stage where they're understanding that what's coming is different to everything that has gone in their life so far. Okay, Two of Wands, charting a course. So they're creating this pathway. Okay, and they're really honoring the I'm hearing kind of they've been through a lot of emotional turmoil, whoever this is. Okay, but they're honoring that, right? Two of Swords in reverse. Now this particular card says that the attention, red flags, right? And I think this is kind of what they're finding, like they're gathering the energy to really understand what that is by decluttering their life, by trying to understand things, right? They don't want to be the walking red flag. right? Just notice I'm wearing the colour red as well, so I feel like something about the colour red is important. Justice, fairness and balance. I actually feel like someone's had a lot of people trying to control their life, trying to be very possessive maybe, or just trying to take away their control. I'm seeing puppet strings. I'm seeing kind of not allowing someone to really honour their own sovereignty, their mastery. Free spirit, 9. Oh my God, I've got the Fool and the 9 of Cups. That's beautiful. This is why they're heeding the call, they're understanding, and this is what's leading them to this letting go of all these strings, of all of this. And this is where that balance is coming in, that justice energy and this emotional fulfillment that this is leading to, this energy. So there is that beautiful alignment coming in, right? I love that energy, that free spirit. You might, resonate with being a free spirit, This is where it's kind of, you're charting your own course, you're creating your own path, and you just, that's like major surrender to divine, surrendering to the synchronicities and the alchemy that you see daily all around you. Someone's noticing these, someone lacks confidence. This is why there's been a lot of emotional imbalance, because this is somebody who lacks self-confidence. They really had. They see the path they want to move towards, but they've lacked that self-confidence to get there. And then, so we've got the Page of Wands, lacking self-confidence, to the King of Wands, natural born leader. King of Wands, fire sign energy as well. It's interesting because I feel like this natural born and leader energy, and then we've got the red flags there. I do think this is somebody who maybe they might have gotten away a lot in the past with kind of leading with ego, and this is why they're understanding to declutter their life, right? Doing it together, that's that energy that I was seeing before. It's kind of like becoming one. So it's kind of not trying to just be in control and make everything a certain way, a certain outcome it has to be, but actually working together, doing it together. So it's kind of causing, it's like calling them to that. Again, it's going to be that faith, because when they can control the situation, it's in their hands, so they can make it what they need or want it to be. But when you then entrust others, because you're doing it together, it's a whole nother journey, right? So again, calling on that trust. Okay, laying a foundation. Page of Coins, the Knight of Coins. That's interesting. So there's definitely a stepping up energy. So laying the foundation and working on that to step up. Connecting to nature could be really important for this energy as well. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck as well there. So it's kind of a bit of a matching pair coming through. There's definitely something about really honouring the journey, the stages of this journey right now. No action, no movement. It's interesting because this is why this King of Wands come out with the no actions, right? Watching out for the red flags, trying to declutter their life. It's like they haven't taken action in a while. There might be a natural born leader. They might have these beautiful leadership qualities, but they haven't, and that's because of their lack of confidence. So they haven't moved forwards. They've needed to control the situation, and because they feel like they can't control the situation because they don't know the outcome moving forwards. And instead they've had to really honour their imbalance within them that this is bringing out, and really that's been their big healing journey. The emotional fulfillment comes in with them surrendering, to really heeding that call and recognizing where divine is actually asking them to let go, to surrender, to honor this leap of faith that's going to bring them that emotional fulfillment, instead of staying in this energy where it feels like it's stuck, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck as well. This is someone who, it feels like once they lay that foundation, once they decide, yes, this is it, they can quite quickly begin to kind of reap the rewards of that. Even like the smallest thing, right? I'm not just talking huge, smallest thing. They can really allow themselves to be grounded. They might get quite stuck in a routine, so it might be important for them to come back to that free-spirited energy as well, so they're not just like stuck and not seeing anything else. But they are very good at staying grounded, right, and persisting. Yeah, strings attached, that's what was coming through, something about strings attached. This is what they've really had to clear through, declutter, right? And it could be to do with family or connections, you know. I'm getting that kind of external energies, right? Yeah, there's been unwelcome change here that has really left them feeling almost like just reflection, yes, but also just really emotional sadness and loss. That's where that emotional imbalance was have to be addressed, right? Especially with this lacking confidence. It's kind of like someone who blames themselves a lot, right? It's definitely been this strings attached energy that has really again pulled them out of balance, right? There's a need to tend to themselves, whoever this is. Queen of Pentacles in reverse as well. So it's the energies need to kind of tend to yourself. You know, you have to fill your own cup, right? This is the Queen of Pentacles energy who doesn't want trouble moving forwards, doesn't want that misalignment. So she's really kind of focused on giving her what she needs before anyone or anything comes in to try to take that, right? She wants alignment. There's this energy of moving forward. She's going to want to, there's this thirst for knowledge, it says, okay? So it's kind of like creating a legacy moving forwards, but it's going to be a need to trust what's happening, right? But in order to trust, there needs to be more information. Someone can actually know that they are able to trust this energy, right? Overflowing love is coming through, and also being swept off your feet, but mindful, because that swept off your feet is a Knight of Wands, and it's come out with this trouble ahead card. So I feel like, and that can be a really kind of impulsive, lust-felt, you know, lust-led, whatever energy that doesn't really think about the consequences of their actions, right? They don't take accountability. But this is why somebody's really going to need to know more before they agree to, you know, whether this is somebody who has overflowing love for them, they're going to need more information to be able to trust this forward movement, right? Which means that clearly in the past that unwelcome change was probably to do with whoever wants to come in, right? Well, too many cards here, but we just had 4. The only one that was upright is the Lovers. Union card. It says union. It's really beautiful, and that really is that image of that two become one as well. Okay, Gemini energy as well coming through there. And you know, with that overflowing love, it's not like I think the emotion has had to be balanced, but also there's going to be need to gain the trust of that emotion, to be true, to honor what's coming through. I do think someone's leveling up as well in terms of kind of, it could be to do with money, right? But they're kind of taking more charge in their life, which is beautiful. And I do think that it's kind of like this, I'm seeing one person is kind of doing the opposite. They're stepping back and they're not taking action, where the other person that they're connected to is actually taking action towards their abundance path. So there's clearly something about that. Ace of Wands, a passionate new star is coming through. There's a ring there as well. It's interesting. Passionate new star. And you know that Ace of Wands and the Lovers came out together. So I feel like there's definitely this is like been the whole journey so far, and needing to release control, needed to declutter the life, balance out those emotions, gain that confidence, trust your ability to be a leader, you know, trust your connections as well, you know, the right people, learning how to trust others so you can come together and do it together, teamwork, right? So that you can really surrender into this emotional fulfillment and know that you're worthy of it and you are capable of handling it, and the right person is able to match you with that, right? Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. I do think somebody might have been very much led by materialism as well here. So it's kind of like someone who wants to be able to provide. A desire for that, the abundance was probably more to do with their ego. Okay, yeah, under the influence. So it's kind of like there's been others in the mix here to kind of influence how they've perceived so much. Okay, so this is just showing what someone's been clearing through, truly. We've got the Bear, okay, so boss, CEO, judge, coach. You might be someone who helps others in that way, you know. Finances, benefits, wealth, mama bear, protective, strong, large, muscular, rich, affluence. also says hairy, so I don't know if that connects with somebody. Affluence again is coming through, so I do feel like this could be somebody who maybe they have their own business, or they're in like a leadership position here. It says mama bear as well, so maybe you have babies, or maybe you're just seen as you know, a safe space, a trusted adult for young people, which is a beautiful position to be in. Shift, going places, adventure. Someone could be vacationing right now. An enterprise, again, you know, we've got family legacy, CEO, enterprise. There's something here about so the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, right? There's definitely something about creating true abundance here, a legacy, not just something small. I'm talking about, you know, I know a lot of people say creating an empire. I don't really, you know, sometimes you have to remember what empires are built on, okay? So yeah, creating a legacy it feels more suited. They just had the rings come out as well, so an agreement. The cycle is opening up, especially with the Ace of Wands and the Lovers, right? So reaping what you sow. I literally said that, didn't I? Something about you're going to be, yeah, I said something along those lines. Whatever you planted, you're going to, like, it's going to come back to you. So you got the stalk, transformation, change, active, renew, restless, arrive, depart, move, renovate, pregnancies, birth, surrender. Tall you might be surrender, tall your person might be, but there's definitely this energy of and someone, it also says muscular as well, so it could be a two-way thing, but there's also, it's just this energy of birthing something new. Okay, so numbers 25, 17, 15, 3 could be important. Okay, there's definitely some kind of renewal taking place. I think that's kind of the message here. It's like someone needed confirmation as to what's been happening right behind the scenes. It's like preparation. Truly, this is preparation for where you're about to be. And I do think that when the energy comes forward, it's about wanting this passionate new start. I think someone they do have a lot of passion, but they've had to learn how to hold back on that. You know, they have to learn how to actually, this has been a red flag for the person they want to move towards. I don't know if they understood that before, but they're recognizing that. And I think they're doing that by decluttering their life, by removing the unnecessary, by removing what was feeding this energy, where actually maybe they were in red flag behaviors. Yeah, I don't really use the word red flag. That's coming through a lot. So clearly you're somebody who uses that phrase, okay? They haven't made a move in a while. They have not made a move in a while, okay? And why? Because I had too many attachments around them. Too many attachments. There was a lot of change that was taking place for them that even they didn't know how to handle, okay? I'm talking about the connections they were in, but also emotional losses is what's coming through. Which is why this other energy was guided to tend to herself or themselves, okay? And now it's going to be this energy of just needing more. I also think that this Queen of Pentacles energy has really been learning a lot when it comes to, again, money. Truly. And I think she's preparing for whatever this is, because I think the person that wants to come towards her is already well knowledgeable about that stuff. And now it's kind of like you're going to create this family legacy together. And you're both going to need to be a bit, you're going to teach each other a lot as well. You have your own kind of ways, right? You're both bringing something to each other beautifully. Mountain, and then we've got bouquet, however you say it. Mountain can often be kind of obstacles in the way, or blocks, right? And there have been blocks, there've been delays. Someone's been quite stubborn, whether that's third-party influences. But also someone could be at a distance. You could be at a distance from each other, okay? The bouquet, though, is the reconciliation. It literally says that appreciation, expression, right? Gratitude, beauty, harmony. So that's what's coming through, especially with this key here, which is, you're finding the key to unlock this new kind of energy that's coming through, this new opening, this new beginning, okay? Someone's very intelligent here as well is what's important. So this is what's going to help them to understand what's been happening. You could actually be in different countries as well, overseas, or someone's vacationing right now. I did mention that, but there's something about that's really coming through. So again, that distance. But also, maybe you're going to be traveling for, just as I said, that we've got the tracks come through. Travel, right? And this is about going in the right direction, right? Going the distance. It literally says that. Traveling again. There's this energy, I think I can. So it's like still not pure 100% like confidence in moving that direction, but it's steady progress, right? The number 3 could be important as well. In fact, 3's come out twice there, and 10 as well. We've got 10. Number 4, wine. developing over time, flavor, family legacy again. That's big. I think somebody was also had expectations on them about continuing a family legacy. Something about that's important, or maybe even just like improving the family situations, being the one who brings in the positive change, like a lot of pressure and expectation, it feels like. And the good stuff, finesse, alchemy, transform, someone's transformed. This is what this whole reading is confirming. The transformation has come out twice now. Ripening, aging well. Aging well, like fine wine. I think that there's a lot that's aging well, because I think as this transformation is taking place, it's actually being done more intentionally, right? Which is why it's helping kind of the connection also transform into a healthy space. Magnet, longing, desire, gravity, magnetic attraction, charms, je ne sais quoi. I do think that with that charm energy, that makes sense with this King of Wands, which is why they've had to really hold off from being like that. I think that they've been removing those behaviors and removing the connections that were feeding those behaviors. Yeah, field of influence, seduction, literally, yearning. I think they're being more directive with where this energy is being led, which is why they are fine wine, aging well, because that's their transformation. They're no longer just throwing around their energy, in this kind of, because of this need for external validation, or just not really honoring themselves and their energy, which is why you can't come into that lover's union energy. And this is what they're learning. This is what they're being changing, right? No more strings attached. So this Queen of Pentacles, who's had to take back her energy and focus on her, because she could see there's too much fields of influence, too many things happening. There's a change, it's transformation. Waterfall, overflowing abundance, right? Finally, an emotional release. It feels like there might have been a chasing energy, whether it's with each other or just something outside of you. Number 34 as well, tears of joy, fulfillment. Finally, you're going to be able to breathe. That's how it feels. You're going to be able to just breathe. It feels like, oh, finally, especially with that Ace of Cups, the overflowing love, and the Ace of Wands, the passionate start. Those are two really beautiful aces to come through in this reading, right? Third party, third person, this is what I was saying. Another person's influence, someone else's influence, maybe a love triangle, could be a stranger, just some kind of outside party. Third wheel, rival, too many people. There were definitely too many influences creating obstacles and being very stubborn with not wanting to leave, if that makes sense. So they weren't allowing this kind of flow of energy between these two that want to come together. They were creating obstacles. Whether it was intentional or not, I'm not sure, but they were blocking this. But I think that someone might have not seen that clearly as well initially. Tornado, storm brewing, torn up, just sudden unexpected end, violent, total breakdown, liberate, over and done, the end. So the third party, that's what's coming to an end, it feels like, and that's what the emotional release is about, finally saying, I can breathe. No more that third party energy, especially when it influences your energy. When you're connected so deeply with someone and they're involving karmic energies or third party energies that feeding on their energy, is going to be feeding on yours too, right? So it's really like when you feel that release, it's like something completely different. It's a whole new, it really does feel like you can breathe again. Man, so there's masculine energy there as well, okay? I think that's to do with the third party. So whoever this is, it's been the masculine energies had to really handle this third party energy. And they've had those tornadoes, and I did say that before. I think they've had a lot of emotional wreckages, but also in their physical reality. Things have broken down, but so that they can be rebuilt in a much better way. Yeah, breakdown, the end. They're going to feel much more liberated once this is over and done, though. That's what makes all the difference here. It does also say unexpected end, so I feel like maybe something's been unexpected here. We've got 34, 18, 8, 28, 888 as well, 21 at the bottom of the deck. That's again, given the energy of, it says island, foreign affairs, solo. Maybe someone's traveling solo right now, finding refuge within themselves. It does say separation here as well, though. Okay, so I also feel like there might have been a sudden unexpected end between these two, like the King and Queen of Pentacles here. You want to come back together because of third party influence, okay? That's also come through. Hummingbird. Sweet nectar, sweet goodness, lifting out of negativity, lightness of being, rapid response. So there could be something about, again, that kind of reconciliation energy did come through, a renewal, right? So maybe there is some kind of rapid response, you know, being present, enjoyment, resilience. Wow, got the phoenix at the bottom of the deck. Again, transformation, major transformation. You might like sweet things as well. You know, it's funny, I was seeing honey when that bear came out before, honey, and now that hummingbird with the sweet nectar. There's something about that that's important. Honey, sweet nectar, bees. Okay, something important about that for somebody. Oh, the owl, seeing beyond the veil. Wow. Seeing through the facade, wise, aware, observant, secrets lifted. That's what I feel like this is. It's going to finally, there's clarity, you know, someone's gaining a lot of clarity. Insights, knowing what's going on, exploring the unknown. Again, that subconscious mind as well, you know, not just of your own subconscious mind, but it's helping you to understand, whoever this is, helping them to understand the kind of driving forces of other people who maybe they didn't understand their choices and behaviors and why they would act in those ways. And now the more they're delving into their own mind, the more they're understanding other people's driving forces as well, right? Because everybody has their own traumas and wounds that really find a place in that subconscious mind and will continue to help you to see and perceive the world in different ways. Okay, got the grasshopper here, leaf of faith, someone who's really easygoing. It says birth of a son as well. Sudden change in direction. Maybe there was a sudden change in direction that was really unexpected, which is why there was these strings attached for somebody, okay? Just say mama bear as well. So, and we keep hearing family legacy, so there could be a family specifically being created moving forward. Seed, planting seeds. Number 23, 23 twice actually. So growth, there's potential, small beginnings and big results. Hidden possibility, there's more than meets the eye. Reproduce and nutrition. There's change. Someone could also be changing their actual like diet as well. I'm seeing seed cycling. So whatever this is, it might feel like a small start, but that's what it needs to be in order for the full potential to be reached. It's not 0 to 100. This is putting in the work and appreciating the achievements along the way. Avalanche, major force, uncontrollable, chain reaction, unexpected, wipeout, imminent danger, emergency. That gives me the energy of this trouble ahead. So I feel like someone's really learnt. They're really learning like the warning signs before they kind of allow things to go too far, right? So I think this is their own behavior, but also I think what they're experiencing from people around them, okay? It's got this beautiful North Star. Again, the number 3 is important here, okay? Beautiful image there, colour. You could resonate with that colour blue as well. Inner guidance, direction, call back. Yeah, they're finally aligning with their direction, their inner knowing, their true path. And they're gaining that confidence here to be certain with what their path is. Something about their values is strengthening, right? This could be both of you, by the way. Very protective energy here. Okay. Guiding light. That's beautiful. They found a guiding light, okay? Helm, steering clear, in control, charting your course, exploring, freedom, self-determination, wisdom, mastery. I did say mastery. Something about that's important. Going places. There's something here where someone's really leveling up. They're learning a lot. Someone could actually be learning. Maybe that you're learning some new skill or course or something that's really helping you to really chart your course now in terms of where you are headed on your abundant path. I do think this is someone who's learned how to steer clear of imminent danger, truly. Foggy glasses, they've had distorted views before, they've lacked clarity, they've had a lot of negative thoughts that have really mentally confused them, right? But with this beautiful heart and mind energy, they're finding a gorgeous balance between the head and heart is what I like to call it, okay? Compassionate wisdom, emotional intelligence, holistic insight, yeah? So they're not just basing it on their logic or their wounds of the past that are stirring emotion in them, triggering them. They're actually finding a beautiful wholeness and integrating their decision making here. That's beautiful, okay? And it's no longer going to be a distorted view. This is why they're steering clear. In terms of the connection moving forwards, let's find out. That was the sun there that wanted to come out. No more just having fun, right? This is like radiant energy. This is big divine masculine energy as well. There was this self-absorbed energy, truly. This is too many cards. I'm going to take all this. There was a lot of self-absorbed energy, but that's what's resulted in someone having to really I think because they were quite radiant as well, they wanted to be the sun that everyone else was orbiting around. Okay, so now they're kind of understanding how to appreciate someone else's light, that person's light. Okay, and I actually think they used to think the person might have been self-absorbed as well, which is why it might have actually been a mirroring thing. They were reflecting something to them. Okay, the connection moving forwards, the Chariot, strength of will, definitely forward movement there. Strength of will, radiant energy is powerful. Remembering the past. The only thing with remembering the past, sometimes you might remember the unhealthy attachment that was there. So there's going to be this need to kind of draw on everything you've been learning from, you know. Emotional, yeah, so that you can clear through these emotional imbalances that are still coming through. Okay, that's going to be really important. This Death card here, there's definitely external change taking place, right? So someone's gaining a new perspective, especially when it comes to unhealthy attachments and connections. That's a really big thing for this reading. Someone's really learning how to recognize the difference between healthy and unhealthy attachments. Okay, especially with the Lovers card there, union, then there's strings attached, and you've had this as well, this unhealthy Two of Cups upside down. Okay, we've got the in reverse, we've got the Queen of Wands here. So I've got the King and Queen of Wands, very magnetic, she is radiant energy, and I think this is where that King of Wands is kind of like they're kind of I'm seeing them blown away, but like they're holding back. It's like they've suddenly been, hold on, wait, you're radiant, oh, I'm the radiant one, right? It's really interesting. So they've definitely had to like remove that self-absorbed behavior they're gonna be. Celebrating union, Four of Wands. This, and don't forget, it's a Wands energy. So that passion here, both of you energies here are very passionate. Okay, I want to confirm that. Very passionate. But it's about, so it's kind of like you both had to be really mindful of what you're magnetizing to you, what you're allowing in. Wow, first card out, Twin Flames, 1111. Divine Counterpart, mirrors. I keep saying mirror recently, reflecting. Leo at the bottom of the deck, so you could resonate with this Leo energy, maybe Leo season. Obviously, if you follow Vedic astrology, it's still Cancer season, but if you follow tropical, then it is Leo season, right? Yeah, fire and earth is coming through big. So you could resonate with being on that twin flame journey then. You know, definitely divine counterparts here, which makes sense. But the King and Queen of Wands. Sagittarius, temperance, moderation, harmony, peace, balance. Yeah, alchemy. Again, alchemy keeps coming through. You're alchemizing this power, this energy now to a point where it's not overwhelming for yourselves, for each other, right? And also you're not just like the orbit, you know, and everything isn't just orbiting around you. It's about creating space and finding that for each other. So you can welcome each other into that beautiful alignment, you know, that union energy. The passion that starts comes with aligning, truly, with each other. You can only do that once you understand your own alignment, right? Judgment, again, rebirth. Again, that Phoenix energy. Rebirth, major changes, transformation. So this connection moving forward is going to be major change. And this is beautiful because I feel like you've reflected each other in such a way that you've actually been paying attention, right? You're seeing each other as divine counterparts now. No longer this unhealthy attachment, you know, which is what I think someone was really stuck in that. They weren't understanding their emotion because they thought it was just unhealthy when actually it was just reflecting to them every unhealthy part within them. Fixed signs could be important. So again, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. Purpose-driven, secure, reliable, keeps on going. This is energy of keep going. There's a transformation coming and you're going to be, especially with that Chariot, keep going. You're actually stepping into your light more than you realize. And I think that's something about your life that's important, which is needed here. Okay. Aging well is really making sense, which is why it's taking this time, because actually you're ripening, whether you realize it or not. You're becoming like the best version of you each time that another milestone is reached, okay? Autumn time, full moon. Next full moon could be important. Abundance is coming. Yes, it's time. Culmination. Queen of Fire at the bottom of the deck. So again, Leo season there. Something about within 7 to 14 days. Something could be unfolding as well here. The transformation. Winter time, within 6 to 9 months. I think that's something to do with the abundance, you know. The abundance, like it might be starting now. 555 could be important for somebody. But also I think there's something about really coming into like its like fruition and truly flourishing within 6 to 9 months, right? Element of fire here at the bottom, expecting the unexpected. There's going to be a lot of that, I think, which is why it's going to be, we need more information to understand, again, that emotional and intelligence with that, the head and heart balance that's coming through moving forwards. So in terms of the connection moving forward, we've literally had the Two of Cups again, but this time it's the right way round. So it's kind of like the unhealthy attachment is coming into this beautiful loving exchange. You're this Page of Swords again, really learning a lot and finding clarity. Somebody has been working on their abundance path and they've been watching from behind the scenes, right? But they're finally having this awakening. As they're watching, they're having these awakenings. They're understanding where their happiness, their true happiness lies, what they truly want to say yes to, what this big, the culmination of their energy has been moving them towards this huge, like, beautiful union. And I can just feel like it just feels like freedom, liberation. That was coming through before as well, right? So yeah, justice as well there. Yeah, finance and career confirmation. That's been a big deal here. Someone's really been working on that. Maybe they still are, right? Which is why this still feels like it's unfolding. Again, within the next 6 to 9 months, that's really coming to love yourself first. Yeah. Self-worth. Remember, someone was lacking self-worth. They've had to learn to love themselves, so they're not outsourcing it from somebody. If this is a divine connection, then you can't be outsourcing from each other. You're pouring into your own cup so you can pour those cups into the union. Staying optimistic. Positive thinking is important here. So learning positive thinking, that's not spiritual bypassing. It's not toxic positivity. It's actually holding faith even in the face of obstacles, which you've had. You've had obstacles. Maybe you still do, right? Which is what's coming through here. But your faith makes all the difference. You're seeing things differently. You're seeing how things can be closed off, right? The connections. Yeah, releasing your ex. No longer carrying that mindset with you. Those people that were causing those delays, the stubborn energy, the pride, the blocks that were all in the way. Yeah, deception, codependency. This is what someone's really having to clear through and heal from. Pay attention to the red flags. My gosh. This is why somebody finds it so hard to come through with their true face, their brave face. Because they haven't loved themselves enough to see their worth. Especially because for them, that is truly tied to their abundance as well, the money. True love, divine connection, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Don't disregard your feelings. It's safe for you to love. It's triggering you. I'm not talking about abuse or mistreatment here. It's this energy where someone simply existing is triggering you because it's helping you to open your heart. And that happens by you seeing your heart, bringing down the walls and guards that were there from when you were a child. Okay? So you can truly find that sweet nectar and that goodness of life. Okay? Retreat. Someone could very well be away right now, or they're looking to just disconnect from so much children at the bottom of the deck. That did come through before as well, something about children. It could be important. Yeah, somebody really wants to, I think they need to disconnect from all these energies that have been attached to, the strings that were there, the mindset that's resulted in within them. Yeah, the lack of trust that they've truly had to work through in order to trust this connection that truly wants to come through. That is a divinely aligned connection. They know this, right? You are each other's, I'm hearing that North Star card here. You are each other's North Star, the true path, your inner knowing, right? Making the effort, freeing yourself. Making the effort is freeing yourself from everything holding you back from moving towards celebrating this union, right? Which is why, again, that other card with the separation that came through, I feel like you had to go on your own path. So you had to obviously do this yourselves so that you could find that alignment and come back together, right? Religious fact. So if you felt like you were truly connected to something and maybe it was tradition or just like values that were not in alignment with you, felt a bit outdated to you, they were just passed down in generations that were stopping you from truly moving forwards in this direction now, okay? So there's a lot of healing going on. True transformation is taking place. But again, aging well, it's ripening. This connection is, okay, it's getting there. It's that the cycles are being closed out and understanding your true life path now. And at the bottom of this deck that I use, we have the Seven of Cups, but beneath that is the Queen of Pentacles again. So again, King and Queen of Pentacles. And I do think that there's a lot of thoughts taking place right now. Someone's really thinking about this person, and they have for a while, but they've just been behind the scenes. Truly, they've been guarded. They could have been watching online. That's coming through a lot heavy, and maybe even like sneakily coming through online. So maybe like, I don't know, something about that. But again, this has been kind of, it's kind of like been fueling maybe some kind of jealousy or just like such uncertainty about what's happening. Like, it's just not been healthy, and this is what's clearing. Truly, so much is clearing right now. The decluttering is happening for real. Okay, someone's learning how to trust their inner guidance here and finding independence from family. This is a big major theme here. Okay, we've got the beautiful white wolf that you might resonate with as well. Got the moose, and then we've got loons. Okay, so really this is about manifesting your deepest desires now, not about what you've been told. Okay, so reawakening lost hope, trusting your inner knowing. Okay, independence here. Confidence is going to be everything here. Okay, 7, 9, 10. So there's a lot going on here where someone's really transforming internally to make that change on the outside for this connection. Okay, let me know if this message was for you. Look after you. Sending love.